There's the clap for you. Not the STD, though. Game shows! Remember all those? You probably used to watch them when you were a kid and not anymore because they're mind-numbing. You would always see them kind of like by accident, like Price is Right, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. I remember I never watched those when I was a kid. Those are all great shows though, and they're hailed as great shows, and they'll be remembered as great shows pretty much forever. But what about the other game shows, right? Because there are way more than just those. There's a billion of them everywhere. And they come out in they come out in a bunch of different countries by a bunch of different networks. So they clearly can't be all winners, right? If there's so many of them. They're not all gonna be the perfect game show. Today, we're gonna take a look at a few game shows that, you know, are way less than perfect. So let's just jump right in. The first game show we're watching is called The Moment of Truth, which is a game show with almost zero morals. This is a show hosted by Mark Wahlberg, and not the Mark Wahlberg, not Marky Mark, okay? Some other phony, okay? We don't know who this is. This is Mark L. Wahlberg, the better one, clearly, not Marky Mark. They give the contestants questions, and then they use a lie detector to decide if they're telling the truth or not. And if they are telling the truth, then they get a cash prize. And the questions get more difficult as the game goes on. The problem is this game show gets a little too personal and can pretty much reveal things about some of the worst human beings that reside the earth. Anything for more viewership, right? We need to get the network more viewers, so let's just do this crazy ass shit. Alright, let's just dive right in. I've got a video here.
We don't give away $100,000 too easily.
Right.
And this question...
It's probably gonna be hard.
She's ready for it. Do you see her face? She is determined. She is getting that $100,000 prize. She does not care what this question is.
It is hard.
Okay. I'm ready.
I love how the host is acting like he doesn't know the questions and he's like, oh, this one's a hard one.
Have you had sexual relations with any of your husband's friends and never told him about it?
Also, this has to be a little bit fake because how do they know what questions to ask these people to like get them like in the session beforehand where they were asking questions? How did they know to ask this lady if she cheated on her husband? How did they know that? Did they just guess? You just take your best guess and then keep going?
The answer is yes.
That answer is true.
I love that that fake like tension pause where they tell you if the answer is true or not.
True.
She's not even hooked up to a polygraph test. They don't have to like search for the answer. They know the answer. This doesn't make sense. This game show doesn't make sense. What incentive is there for her to lie here if she's already gone on to this question? And they already know the answer. If she says no, they're just going to say that the answer is false. So why would she lie at all?
You've answered truthfully through 15 questions. You knew the questions coming in, and this is what you wanted, or you wouldn't be here, and you've got $100,000.
I wonder what the questions were before. They just said she's answered 15 questions. So, like, what ramped up to this exactly? What was the question right before, have you ever cheated on your husband? Was it like, have you ever cheated on your diet? I don't know what comes before this. So, I guess it's good for the truth to get out. I guess. I don't know. But on a game show?
I hope it helps your children, and I hope your dreams come true.
F*** this host, by the way. F*** Mark L. Wahlberg. He's so, like, fake caring, you know? You see those game show hosts all the time that are like, they're like, well, I really hope you win. They've seen like 1 million contestants. They don't give two shits if you win this game show.
$100,000 is still yours and safe until I read this next question, and then it's at risk again. That was dangerous.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, no shit, Mark, it was dangerous. Why don't you ask a better f***ing question?
Have you had sexual relations with a man other than your husband in your own bedroom?
The moment of truth will continue.
Oh, then you gotta cut to commercial, right? Because you gotta leave it on a tense note. It's not like they've already ruined this couple's marriage already. You gotta leave it to see if they ruin it even worse.
Since you have been married, have you had sexual relations with a man other than your husband in your own bedroom?
I hate the audience, too. The audience is really annoying, and I'm sure they were definitely told to do this. But every time there's every question that comes up, the audience is like, whoa, whoa, this is a juicy one. This one is the one. I don't know why they keep doing that. Ooh. And when it's true, they're like, yeah! But like who, yeah. I mean, like, again, why would they lie? Like, are you surprised, audience? Or is someone out there holding a cue card like, hey, fucking ooh. Right now, you better fucking ooh. You in the black shirt, I see you're not fucking oohing. Ooh. Ooh. Alright? In 5 minutes, we're gonna need an ah, so get ready for that.
For $200,000. Are you still in love with Chad?
Long story short, she says she's still in love with him. I think I'm just gonna end that video there. Well, I feel horrible. But let's move on to a happier one, okay? This one is called My Dad is Better Than Your Dad, which is hailed as one of the worst game shows of all time. It's spectacularly titled. It sounds like what I said to one of my kindergarten friends before I beat him to a pulp. So, do you think you can guess what this game show is about, though? Basically, dads compete. Before we start, I would like to mention that the other two game shows we're looking at are way worse than this one. This one is stupid, but it's pretty harmless. But anyway, let's just get into it. Gotta love these dads, right? They're basically competing for their family name, and if you lose, your family name actually gets destroyed, and you have to live out the rest of your life in shame. So it's actually pretty high stakes. Let's check this one out.
Ready, set, go!
It's the new competition show where families face off against each other to prove once and for all, my dad is better than your dad. Calling the action is the former host of MTV Sports and a dad himself, Dan Cortese.
It's the former host of MTV Sports. Who is this? Anyway, those dads were just jumping into a giant bowl of slime soup, so I'm super excited for this one.
Dads will do anything they will be humiliated. They will stick their face into tanks full of water and snakes. They will put a plexiglass box over their head and let tarantulas and worms climb all over them.
How do you go from they'll be humiliated to they'll stick their face into a tank full of water and snakes? Cause I don't know, I think there was a little big jump there for you, bud.
It's the old, grade school adage of my dad's better than your dad, and we're here to see if it's true or not.
Yeah, it's just old grade school stuff. Hey, guess what, Billy? My dad can stick his face into plexiglass tanks and have tarantulas crawl all over him. Just for me, can your dad do that? My dad can stick his face into a tank full of water and snakes. So does that settle it, Billy? Is my dad better than your dad? I don't know anymore.
I bought my daughters a bouncy house, and I was playing with it with the kids. And then it came time to put it away, and I started to deflate it. And I laid on it, and it exhausted me. And I was like, oh my God, if I have 10 more ideas just like this is a TV show.
What? I have a question. He said he was deflating a bouncy house. That's not an idea, that's just something you did that day. He was like 10 more ideas just like this one. So, if it's just like deflating a bounce house, how does sticking your head into a tank full of snakes fit into that category? How are those even on the same level? Anyway, we have another video for this game show. This beautiful, beautiful game show.
Oh my God.
Look at those dads. It's dads, everybody. They're dads.
Sophia, how you feeling about Dad's outfit? He's looking good?
Yeah, he's looking pretty like my girlfriend.
What the
And off for Dad's off and running into the sludge.
Oh, this girl is serious. This girl is not fucking around here. Let's go, Dad. Hurry up.
Our sports fans in Team Italia are the first out. Oh!
Team Italian? What kind of team name is that? I know they called the other ones like Team Nerds, Team Jocks, Team Computer Geeks or whatever. This is Team Italian. Did they not have any other traits?
Come on, Dad, get the ball! Get the ball! Come on, get him off your butt! Get the leader!
Whoa, girl, you gotta calm down. Wow, that girl is serious. Get in that bowl of slime, please. Ugh, this is just like when you wouldn't buy me that cell phone last week.
And Team Italia swimming for home.
This girl is horrifying. She's a beat them now. I'm scared of her. I'm gonna have nightmares of this girl tonight. Just laying in bed thinking about, oh my God.
Team Italia hits the buzzer and avoids the penalty.
That kid cheered and then he was like, yeah, oh shit, are we in last? This seems like a Nickelodeon game show. Let's check. Nope, wasn't on Nickelodeon. Surprisingly, it was on fucking NBC. Wow.
This is an NBC News special report.
So we've got one more game show to watch, and in my opinion, it is the worst out of all of these. So without further ado, actually no. There is gonna be a little bit of ado. There's gonna be more ado than you think. Now, I just wanna say before we start, it is the most horrifying game show idea I've ever even heard of. It's called Are You Hot? Which is essentially a show where 3 judges judge people's bodies and basically objectify them for the sake of television. I don't even know if you can call it television because it's literally not entertaining in the slightest. I basically just sit there for 45 minutes feeling bad for these people. This is so hard to believe that this was a real game show, and it's even harder to believe that this aired on ABC. Yup, fucking ABC. Do you know the family station? It's not even a game. Alright, they're just literally going up there and judging people. Surprisingly, it wasn't popular enough to get picked up for a second season. Shucks. Let's just get into things.
You will not be forced to endure any mediocre stand-up comedy because we don't care if you can dance, sing, or tell jokes. All we want to know is one thing. Are you hot?
Yes, let's all applaud for this. Because we don't care about your innermost qualities or your talents or anything that makes you special. We just care about whether or not society deems you to be hot or not. Hot enough to be on this game show that we call Hell. This is hell. What is this?
Now, you may not always think that our competitors are quite that hot, but the important thing is they think they are.
Yes, the important thing is that we lure them into a false sense of security by being, called to be on this show, so that we can crush their self-esteem and make sure they cry for us so that we can get more ratings. Hi, I'm Satan, and this is hell.
We have divided the nation into 4 hot zones, each one representing a different geographical region. Tonight, we focus on the Northeast, Hot Zone 1.
Hey, that's where I am. I'm in Hot Zone 1. Oh my God.
A 19-year-old retail sales associate from Richfield, Minnesota, Ann Swancutt.
What did the judges decide about Ann? Not hot.
I can't even imagine how terrible they must feel. And I feel even worse for the people watching at home, because I know, I almost slipped into it a couple times just now, that some people watching from home think that, wow, I'm definitely not as hot as that person, but they just got deemed not hot on this show. I must be the ugliest person on earth. Okay, this show is stupid, and they don't know anything about whether or not someone is hot or not, okay? Just don't feel bad because this stupid-ass game show made you feel bad, okay? I hate these people for putting this game show out. Fuck this.
Not worth it, Not worth working up, spending all that time in the gym for nothing just to get this. I'm just gonna have to pick my pride off the floor and suck it in a little bit and go home,
I don't want to cry on this TV, but it's all right. I'm fine. I know I'm hot. All the guys love me in Chicago. It's the only thing that matters.
That's horrifying. Did you see that? They literally wrecked these people's lives. Oh look, now here comes my favorite part. Because they basically bring people out in swimsuits and judge their bodies.
I feel you've got a great sultry look, as Randolph said. There's something that's just a little bit off with it, whether it's a little hard. I'm not quite sure, so I give you a 5 on the face. Oh, give me a break.
Give me a break. Give me a break, guys. I'm just judging these people's bodies. Give me a break, alright? I don't know how much more of this I can watch. I'm wearing different clothes now.
Just stand towards me. Just face me.
Oh no. Is he?
Okay. Put your heels together for me, Carrie, will you?
Is he?
Here we go. Okay.
Wait, Lorenzo, what do you have there?
He has a laser pointer? What the hell is wrong with this guy?
That is just really gnarly and like.
And one lady in the middle was like, now that is disgusting. like this whole show isn't like the grossest thing you've ever seen. No, this is what it takes. This pushed her over the edge. Now she's a little offended here, okay? Stop judging these people's bodies. Just shut up and rate their bodies. I think that's the message of this whole show.
I want everybody at home to see what perfect abs look like right there.
Basically, now that the laser pointer's in play, this whole show is way worse. It's like 10 times worse. How much longer does this go on for? It's just mess up after mess up after laser pointer after you look great after you look horrible after I want to die. I can't keep watching this show. It's horrible. I don't want you to feel bad about this, okay? Like, oh, well, I'm clearly not as hot as that person. I don't even go to the gym. So how could I even compare? I must be the ugliest person on earth. That's not how it works, because everyone has type and everyone has a different taste. And while these three judges are really shallow, somebody else could like you for other things, right? It's not all about that. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now that serious part is over, can I f***ing freak out about this for a second? What the f*** was this game show? You go in with one question, are you hot? And you come out with like 200, like, why are you doing this? What's the point? The point is, if your game show premise is super thin, like, are you hot? Or, my dad is better than your dad, I would just say, don't make the game show. Yeah, I think that'd be the best advice, is just don't do it. Long story short is, just don't support these, because then they'll just come back, and who wants that?